Thank you very much. First and foremost, thank you so much for inviting me to come here today. I have really looked forward, and having listened to you yesterday and today has really been very exciting and very interesting, and for me, very enlightening. Because I have heard so much about what you are coping with, and I've heard many of the great projects you are doing and the progress you are making. But I have also heard of things where you have big challenges. I have heard of the problems of no uniformity. I have heard of the lack of library education in the field of public libraries. I have heard of the lack of cooperation, the lack of coordination, the lack of public library laws, and not least, the lack of public library policies. And to me, all the time, I have been thinking, but where is the strong, necessary public library association addressing these issues? I can have no idea how you want to organize things here. That's up to you. But you need to have a voice. For all of us present in this room, there's no doubt that public libraries play a major role in community development, in access to information for all, in bridging the digital divide. But what about the decision makers? Do they know? Who are telling them? Yes, the very good chief librarians managing to get development to their libraries and their cities, yes, they tell them. But when we are looking at you as a nation, and a huge nation, in a bracket, I come from Denmark, which is a very small country, as Maria told about this morning, and to me, a nation like India is such a challenge. So, to me, there is no doubt that there is a need of a voice speaking for public libraries, speaking for public librarians, and not least, speaking for the users of the public libraries. Such a voice is a public library association. And here I just want to also point to the fact that the reason I'm here today is not so much what I have done in my former life. Yes, I was the director of the Danish Library Association, which is a public library association, for many years. But the reason I'm here today is because I'm the trainer, one of the trainers in IPLC's Building Strong Library Association program. And I'll come back in a short while to telling you more about that program. But the reason, just briefly already now, the reason why IPLC has this program is that IPLC has identified the need of having the strong library associations to speak for the public libraries. I think we have seen over these 2 days already that you can make instrumental change as an individual public library. But you can't, as an individual public library, make national change. And you can't address the cross-cutting issues. There you need to have an association which has the authority to represent these issues to government, decision makers, and donors. Public library associations is this authority? Of course, public libraries associations are doing a lot of things we have already heard about. But I want to mention them nevertheless because they are doing it with a focus on public libraries. And especially in times of change where we all are right now, we really need associations that can be a forum for public librarians to meet, to learn, to share experience, and to network. In other words, a forum for professional development. Also, they disseminate information about professional issues through mails and websites and publications. They work for professional standards, and I'll go very quickly on to building strong library associations because that's where IPLC is addressing this issue. And IPLC launched the program in 2010, and it has now been running for 5 years. We have had big country projects in 7 countries. They have been running in each country for 1 to 2 years, and they have made big change, very significant change. But also there are a number of smaller projects. And from last year, 2014, IPLC has been running the project very much at a regional basis. They had convenings in Africa, in Asia, and in Latin America to sort of delegate to the regional offices of IPLC this program. But it is still possible within IPLC to apply for projects to support the development of your library associations. The first deadline for applications is already now on the 27th of March. I don't see it as realistic to meet that one probably. But I want more general to draw your attention to what's going on internationally, because maybe there are some possibilities you can get from IPLC. And anyway, you can get a lot of inspiration from IPLC's website, especially from the program Building Strong Library Associations. I'll also make a brief PR stunt here, because tomorrow, Jan Richards and myself will be running a workshop on building strong library associations, built on the material, the learning material which IPLC has developed. All this learning material is available online at IPLC's website. So even though you might not have trainers, we are a number of trainers and we are getting more and more, because every time we have done training in one place, we are at the same time developing new trainers, and it's marvelous. And I'm sure when we finish the workshop tomorrow, we are about to develop new trainers here in India. But follow what's going on at IPLC's website, because the reason IPLC identified the library associations as one of the focus points is that library associations are the drivers of development in each country. Thank you very much.